thoughts, because we talked a bit the last episode about just OHL camps in general.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that you saw the mini camp, rookie camp, had a little break to digest that, and then went and saw the main camp, saw a couple preseason games that you watched, and like red-white game scrimmage type stuff. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on from let's say first from the perspective of the young guys coming in, the draft picks coming in, what you thought of skill level, how they progressed, how they got better, how it all kind of flowed out, and then we'll kind of branch off from that.
Yeah. So we talked about last week a little bit about the mini camps. It was good. It was kind of in awe and all that stuff. I thought the mini camps were, and it makes sense, a little sloppier because you don't have your top end guys there.
Yep.
And there's no systems and stuff. So some guys would, it was fine. It was okay. The main camp was a whole different ball game because now you got the older guys there. And so I spoke to a few of the kids that I trained, and they were like, whoa, that's like so much. They name a name here and there. And I go, yeah, guys, it's not every day is going to be harder. So this is the easy part. But they were like, wow, it's fast. So I had to dial a couple of their heads back and say, listen, all the stuff, the building, all the media, all the stuff that's going on doesn't matter. Just worry about what's inside the glass. If you do what you've trained to do inside the glass, you're going to be fine. But the time and the space and the size of some of these guys, yeah, you're going to go, whoa. So you have to remember, most guys on the team, like my wife was trying to figure out, she goes, oh, Charlie's like, he's doing well. Yeah, he's doing well. But he was given a role to do as well. So it's different than what he did in minor hockey. And that's what people have to understand is you're not going to be the same minor hockey player. It's not the way you're going to play in hockey if you get to this level. But his role is going to be a little bit different. But you got to remember that the guy on his line was a second-round pick 2 years ago. Not last year, 2 years ago. The guy on the left side was a pick from 3 years ago. He's going against a defenseman he's playing against a left winger here who is 4 years older, and that was a high pick. So everyone's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 from the years past. So you're playing against, like, if you thought you were good at whatever age group you are, like, so the 06 is coming in. If you think you're a good player, well, you got to understand that. So some of them skated with Seabass and Charlie, and they think, wow, they're good. They're the same age. Like when you get to camp, they're the same age now. So you're competing with guys 2, 3, 4 years older that were drafted probably higher. So if you think you're a good player, I'm a second-round pick, I'm going to go in there and walk all over guys. No, there's 5 second-round picks there, and they're all older. So it becomes very difficult, and that is a shocker to the kids. That's something I try to preach all the time. I said, you have to be ready and play the right way because when you get there, it's fast, man.
Yeah.
It's fast. And even from the stands, you can't even tell how fast it is.
Yeah. Well,
it's fast. And that's what they said. The biggest thing, that's all of them to a T said, it's so fast.
Yeah. And O-Dog, when he was here a couple episodes ago, we were talking, and it was one of those things that you don't realize until you experience it. Yeah. Because we can say it.
Yeah.
It's going to be fast, man.
Yeah.
Or one of the biggest beefs I have watching the young guys playing, whether it's a junior camp or whatever, is the decision making is so slow.
Yeah.
And that's because I remember playing like in college, which is faster than in the OHL.
Yeah.
And the like smaller rinks, bigger men, like it's fast, hard, like that's what you're used to. And I'm watching some of these guys take 2-3 seconds to make a pass. A second to make a pass is too long, man. Like you need get it, go, it, go.
Well, you'll see it with the forwards coming down, like Charlie. It took him a little bit to realize, I don't have that anymore. Yeah. Like you're coming down, playing on someone, and you go to, and he releases really quick. But he said stuff that he used to be able to do is like when you go to make shift the puck a little bit. If you're doing that with any hesitation, there's a D stick is on it, it's gone. So you have to learn how to make that quicker, and maybe simplify it even. Yeah. Right.
So would you say that's probably the biggest thing that kids need to start to prepare for now is like the decision making?
Yeah. Like, so for tactically, yes, like understand like minor hockey. Yeah. It's a whole different ball game, but in minor hockey, a lot of times you get the puck and you can fart around, you can see someone busting up up a seam, and you think about it, you look around and make a play, and maybe even skate around someone and then make it. But at the next level, you have zero time. That's the play that needs to be made. Well, I'll give you one example. I got a couple, but so let's say that the number one thing is decision making has to be quick. Mm-hmm. You don't have time to fart around. How do you work on that? Well, I guess the habit is just. I mean, this should be the hockey habit, anyways. When there's plays to be made, just make them. Um, and then the only, as Owen said a few weeks ago, is the only way that you actually learn is get into real time. So I don't know if you can really.
Well, I think it's a coaching tip too, though, right? Like especially like guys that are coaching in minor hockey, like
For
that,
sure.
that should be a point of emphasis, like in every practice, in every game. Like you see it, you make it. You see it, you make it. Because I think you can drill that. Because one of the things I was thinking of too is when you were talking about that Essex team that were 8 when you were teaching them, you know, and you said one of the things you focus on was they need to be good at moving the puck. They need to be able to move the puck. And not that they're making the fastest decisions ever when they're 8 or whatever, but that's something that can be improved. Like that's something that you can say, get it, move it. We're not skating it. We're moving it. Get it, move it right away, you know?
Yeah. So I would, yeah, for sure. Like, so if I was if going to put a coach's hat on now, if a coach is listening, so yeah, 100%. Like you don't let a kid get away with grabbing, like say a centerman getting an outlet pass, you know, an exit pass, and on a stick, and there's a guy open ahead that needs to get the puck to. You can't let that be. Think about it. It has to be, that has to happen. So I would drill that in their heads, like move it, move it, move it. See a play, make it. You might make a mistake here and there, but see a play and make it.
That's
see a shot, make a shot. Like don't think, okay, what are my other options? Or is it, like you see it, you make it, because you don't have time.
Yeah, that was so missing
Yeah.
in all my years, even in junior. I never had coaches ever talk about that. Like see it, make it, and it's like the game just got faster, so you end up climatizing to the speed.
Yeah.
But that was never a teaching point ever, and I don't really know why.
Yeah. The other thing would be, okay, so I'll give you a couple points that I think are very, very important. Is number 2, offensively, is as a kid growing up, take your shots. Take your shots. Like learn how to get a puck on your stick in traffic and get a shot off without hitting sticks and stuff. And if you can start getting it, so what does that mean? That means, you know, you're going to have to shoot. Sometimes you're going to shoot from bad angles, just a loose puck and just crack it. Sometimes it means when you're coming in is you got to get that puck in tight and just learn with your feet, move and snap, get them off. Like that's going to be an art to get off, to do well. And then 2 more things. Back check with a purpose. So on like just even in practices and games that don't matter, when you come back to your zone, come back hard. It's not hard to do. Come back hard to the top of the circle hash marks and stop your feet, because it's a habit that's going to have to happen. It's a good habit that you don't have to learn when you're 16, 17. And stops and starts. I kind of emphasize that on the last point, but those things would be great.